Hi, I'm Shaun. If you don't know me, I'm the founder of Ludlowdrumtuition. I drum in a funk band called Get to Funk, and I play with Oriana sets as well as a bunch of other little things I do here and there. I primarily teach, founded Ludlowdrumtuition years back. I teach online through Zoom and Skype, and in person as well if you're in Edinburgh. If you'd like to book some lessons in, you can find the information on my website in the link in the description, or you can email me at ludlowdrumtuition@gmail.com, or contact me through one of my socials, Instagram, Facebook, and the like. You can also subscribe to this channel. I post drum covers all the time, other drum content, and I'm hoping to do more educational stuff like this too. It's been a little while since I've done a talking to the camera video. The last one I did was about a hand warm-up routine for drummers. So that's kind of the part one of this video. So you can go watch that, link in the description, or maybe on screen somewhere now. Oh, hello cat. So in this video, we'll go through a number of different things that you can do to warm up, whether it be your hands, your feet, getting your coordination where it needs to be at. I tend to do a workout or warm-up routine like this every day when I know I'm going to be doing a lot of drumming, or before a gig or something like that. There might be certain aspects that are a little bit too advanced. You can just cut those out, or simplify them, or slow them right down. Or it might be that you can do all of this stuff, in which case, try and add it to a click, get it sounding really clean, get the dynamics sounding good, take it to a drum kit, and start applying it around with different orchestrations and accent patterns. There's so many different things you can do to take this to the next level. But for now, we're just going to work on just a pad workout, right? So you can do this, if you don't have a drum pad, you can do it on a cushion, you can do it anywhere, right? All you need is a pair of sticks, and it's gonna get you to where you need to be at. So there's a bunch of different versions here of things we're gonna do. We're gonna go through the subdivision pyramid, we're gonna go through hand to feet combinations, some rudiments, Benny Grebb's language of drumming, alphabet stuff as well. There's a whole bunch of stuff. But before we get into it, I just want to make sure that you like this video. Comment below if you like this sort of thing and you want more of it. If not, I guess don't. Subscribing is always helpful, liking and following on my socials. Also, if you are interested in this sort of thing, I've got a few books to recommend. I would definitely recommend The Language of Drumming book by Benny Grebb. Kind of invaluable. It's probably the thing I've used most in my drumming journey and for teaching. There's also the obvious stick control. So many things you can do with this. The Survival Guide for the Modern Drummer is another brilliant one by Jim Riley that will teach you a ridiculous amount of different genre style grooves and all that. And then there's just a few others like the Daily Drum Set Workout by Klaus Hessler, and I've got Afro-Cuban Rhythms for Drum Set as well. Yeah, just as a little thing, it's worth buying drum books, even if you don't use them that often. They're always valuable if you want to do some practice in certain areas. Right, I'm going to shut up now and get straight into the video. Right, first thing we're going to do is a stick warm up. Right, so we're going to get into just things you can do with just your sticks to warm yourself up and get ready to play. So stick warm up number one. I'm not even going to use the pad yet. We're going to hold our sticks outstretched like this. We're going to use one hand to pull our wrist just around, stretch out these muscles here. And then we do it on the other side. Then we do it to the other side, the other wrist. So this is just stretching out our wrists. Then we can do this, we rock them up and down. It's a nice one. Now we can put our hands in the middle of the stick, and what we're going to do is we're going to twist the stick to one side and then all the way to the other. And we're going to do that kind of quickly. You want to make sure you're doing the full rotation, and you're going to feel it stretching out these muscles. I'll do that to the other side too. You want to make sure you don't hit anything. I have hit myself in the face several times and knocked things off of shelves. Okay, then if that's not hard enough for you, you can bring out your sticks, hold them in the center so you've got a longer amount of stick you've got there. That's going to increase the amount of force it puts on your wrist and your muscles, and you can really feel this one working. There we go. Nice. Now the next lot of stuff, they're kind of stick tricks, but I find they're not just useful for kind of showing off, they're useful for improving your control of your sticks and your grip as well. And also for things if you need to like flick your stick around to do rim clicks, or you drop it, you need to catch it, that sort of stuff. It just helps with that. So the first one we're going to do, we're going to put our stick in between our fingers, and we're going to try and rotate it between all of our fingers. Now getting it in between the pinky finger is quite a tricky one. So what you're doing is you're pushing your finger so the stick is going to the next one each time. Just in between the fingers, and then you can go all the way back up. And you can do this in either direction, right? It doesn't have to be in any one particular direction. Oh, doing it badly there. So this one I'm not amazing at, but it's a good way of doing just quickly, making little circles and stuff like that happens when you throw your sticks on the floor. So stick tricks are not my favorite thing to do in the world. I just find that they're a useful way of kind of waking up my fingers and improving my control, even though I'm just throwing them on the floor because I haven't warmed up yet. So once you've done that and you can move them in between your fingers, you'll find that you'll be able to get faster and faster if you don't keep dropping them. The next one you can do is called the fakie spin. Now this one, I use this all the time. It's kind of fun. You're gonna put it in between your fingers, any fingers. I tend to use my index and middle. And then what you do is you kind of rock the stick back and forth, okay? And then you let the stick kind of move in a circular motion. You let your wrist move a little bit. And then eventually, it looks like you're spinning the stick between your fingers really fast. And you can do that forwards or backwards. I find a lot of drummers do it backwards. I tend to prefer doing it forwards, but it's kind of up to you. And you can do that between any of them. You do that between your thumb and your index finger. It looks kind of cool, right? And you can do it with either hand as well. And I'd suggest trying it between all of your fingers, because you're just going to get a little bit more control. Okay, so that's the fakie spin. And you can kind of incorporate those two together, right? The first one where you're going in between the fingers, or the second one where you're doing the fakie spin. You can do the fakie spin directly into that. Ooh. And you can end up coming up with some really cool looking things. And that goes into the next one. So the next one is just a stick throw, just a basic stick throw. Again, it's so common that you're gonna like drop your stick and you just wanna be able to catch it quickly, or you might wanna throw up in the air, just look a little bit fancy. Or again, just flip over to do rim clicks. So they have practical uses, not just, to look cool. So the stick throw, you're gonna start off, you're just gonna push, not just throw the stick up, you're gonna throw the back end outwards, pulling this bit, the tip of the stick towards you. And you start off just by trying to make sure that you're getting a nice throw, catching it on the right end, right? Get that, and then do it with the other hand. And you're gonna find one hand's easier than the other probably. Once you're comfortable with that, you can try going the other way as well, where you throw the back end forwards. Now this one, at first, you might end up just throwing the stick away from you. You gotta be careful there. And when practicing these, I recommend not practicing it anywhere where you've got breakables, because when you first start off, you're gonna end up throwing them all over the place. Now once you can throw them one at a time, or at the same time, you could also go in between. Oh, now that's not something I do very often. So kind of like a juggling thing, if you want to be fancy. You can also do it higher, right? So you practice at first, just, might hit my ceiling there. You want to get just a little bit higher at a time, trying to catch it. And you'll find that you drop it a lot of the time as well, but that's fine. Ooh, all part of the fun. So they're the stick tricks, okay? There's other stick tricks. Again, it's not something that I really focus too much time on. I find that it's just a great way of kind of warming up the control of your hands. Right, moving swiftly on. We're away from the stick tricks. We're gonna get straight to the pad now. So this next warm up, we're gonna start using our fingers and our muscles and separating the different muscle groupings. So we're gonna start off, we can tap our feet along as well actually. We can use our ankles, so heel down, or we can use heel up, use our feet. Doesn't really matter. whatever one you want to work on. And then we're going to go through, we're just going to play singles nice and slowly. We're going to use just our wrist to start off with, so no fingers involved, just to wake up that wrist, and just play singles, okay? If you want to, you could start doing some dynamics, do a crescendo there. Right, we could do different speeds too. You'd even do your other rudiments like doubles, for example. And remember, you're only using your wrists just to warm up those wrists. And again, you could put your feet in time as well, so to wake up those feet. Now the next muscle group, we could do that for a bit longer, but we'll go to the next muscle group. So we're going to start getting our fingers involved now. So what we're going to do, we're going to do one finger at a time. We're going to kind of pinch the stick between a finger and our thumb, and we're going to use just our finger and the gravity on the stick to get notes, okay? So we're going to keep our wrists straight. We're not using any wrists or arms, just fingers. And we just get that. Okay? And you could do that again in time with your feet if you wanted to. You could do all kinds of things. I tend to do all these practice routines when I'm watching TV or listen to music, and I'll kind of go along with whatever the tempo is. So that's my index finger. Then we could do the middle finger, then your ring finger, and then the worst one of them all, the pinky. Now at first, you're going to find sticks going to fly all over the place. So you want to really watch out. You're just trying to keep it accurate, keeping it in the middle, and just building up those individual finger strengths and the control between each finger. And this is going to help you a lot with your finger technique. Once you've done individual fingers, you can also then do all of your fingers at once. Just your fingers and thumbs. You can use different dynamics, anything you want. And on the other hand, index finger, middle, ring, pinky, and all. And then we can go between, so we could do sticking patterns. So let's go with singles, and we'll work our way through those fingers. So index, middle, ring, pinky, and both. Okay? And again, you could do that for longer. You could do dynamics with it. You could do other sticking patterns as well, just to help you with your finger control and the finger strength as well. Now, the next thing, we've done our wrists, we've done our fingers. We can just use our full strokes now, where we involve our fingers and our wrists, however you're used to playing. And what we're going to do is we're going to try and get just quick, loud hits. Okay, so just as fast as you can do the full motion as far back into the drum. Just a really quick hit. Nice quick whip. Okay, now we're well and truly warmed up. We've done our hand stretches from the previous video. We've done our finger and wrist warm-ups. And we've even done some stick tricks to get our fingers and hands just to kind of awaken in control. Now we're getting into the subdivision pyramid. So this is going through all of your note values. Now you could just do quarters, eighths, and sixteenths. You could add triplets. I'm going to go through the whole lot basically. We'll skip over whole and half notes. I'm going to go quarters, eighths, sixteenths, quintuplets, groups of fives, sextuplets, groups of sixes, septuplets, groups of sevens, and then octuplets or 30-second notes, groups of eights. And the trick is we want to go all the way up through the pyramid and all the way back down. I'm going to go through just as singles. And we're going to try and keep it all at the same volume. Ideally, do this with a metronome. For now, I'm going to do it without. And you could even do it with your feet underneath as well. You could do 4 on the floor to keep time. You could do another foot pattern. You could do unison. So if you're working on double pedal, you could go through the subdivision pyramid with your feet the whole way up and down as singles as well. There's a bunch of different ways you can do it, as well as orchestrating around the kit, adding dynamics, so many different things. But let's just start off with nice and simple, working our way as singles. So we've got quarters, 1, 2, 3, 4, eighths, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and sixteenths, 3 and a 3 and a 4 and a fives, university, 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 university. Sixes, one triplet, two triplet, one triplet, two triplet, one triplet, two triplet, one triplet, two triplet. Septuplets, go to university, go to university, go to university, go to university. Octuplets, one e-ender, an e-ender, two e-ender, an e-ender, etc. I think I missed triplets that first time through. I'm going to run all the way up and back down, and I'm just going to use my feet to keep us in time on quarter notes. So. Now, I'm not going to go back down just to save time, but I'd recommend you definitely go back down the pyramid because slowing down can often be harder than speeding up. Now, once you've got that, we could try adding accents to different places. So I kind of was doing an accent on the one each time there, but you could add accents in all different places. You could also add flams, you could add drags, you could orchestrate, so many different things you could do. You could also try going through it, instead of just as alternating, you go through it with just one hand, right? And I'll do it with one hand and 1 foot. So we could do 1, 2, 3, 4, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 triplet, 2 triplet, 3 triplet, 4 triplet, 1 e and a 2 e and a 3 e, 4 e and a 1. Oh, university, 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 university. 1 triplet, 2 triplet, 3 triplet, 4 triplet, 1 triplet, and triplet, 2 triplet, and triplet, 3 triplet, and triplet, 4 triplet, and triplet. Go to university, go to university, go to university. 1 e and a, 2 e and a, etc. Do it with the left hand too. All the different variations. And that's the basic idea of how you can warm up with the subdivision pyramid. Okay, the next step I have heavily borrowed from Benny Greb with his language of drumming. He has a rhythmic alphabet in which he's broken down basically every rhythm you can play into different letters. And all that really means is, for example, A, you have your 1. For B, you have your E. For C, you have your and. For D, you have your right? And then there's the combinations of those, or the triplet combinations. So what we're going to do, we're going to go through that subdivision pyramid, not subdivision pyramid, I've just done that, the rhythmic alphabet, and we're going to use it in a bunch of different ways. Now, I would definitely recommend going and buying his book. It's brilliant, and he breaks them down much more in depth than I'm going to here. You can also book some lessons with me, and we can go through them together as well. But for now, what we're going to do, we're going to go through the alphabet. Ideally, the first thing you want to be able to do is just clap each rhythm. Okay, so 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and 4 E and 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and 4 E and 1 E and 2 E and so on. But we're going to skip ahead a few steps and we're going to go through the whole thing as accents on the pad. Okay, so what I mean by that is we accent whatever letter we're doing, but we keep everything else going. So we have that 1 E and 2 E and but for A, we'd accent the 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and 4 E and right? We're going to do that on the pad, and we do a bunch of different variations of it. So the first thing we're going to do, we're going to go through all of it with just the right hand. Okay, so that'll be like this. Go to the left, and I'll have my feet going as well, just to keep time, as we're not doing it with a metronome for now. So. triplets. And like I said, we could go through that with the double pedal as well, just to keep time if we're working on a double pedal playing. Now we could also go through the same thing with our left hand. I'm going to skip that for now, just to save time, but definitely pause it and do it at home if you want to. Once you've done the whole thing with your right and your left to a click, then you can do unison. And the best way of doing this, I find, if you're not on a pad, is doing a separate drum so you can really hear if there's any flamming or anything going wrong. So I'm going to do that for you here. Whole thing in unison. And I'll do my feet as the 16ths or the triplets so you can see what that's like. Hopefully it's not too loud on my floor here. Oh, that's not unison, that's alternating. Unison. Then the triplets. Trip. Let. One trip. Triplet. One, let two, let three, let four. Okay. Now, like I said, I'm just rushing through this so you can see a rough idea. I would recommend you pausing this, getting the poster, going through the whole lot with a metronome, nice and slow, all in the right, all in the left, unison, and then alternating. Now I'll do alternating for you now, because it's a little bit different. It means you can go faster, because you've got both hands in the play, but it also means that each accent is in a different place. Okay, so a different hand. So your one is on your right hand, if you're doing just singles. Your E is on your left hand, your and is on your right, your is on your left. So you've got to think about that as you're going through. And when we get to the triplets, it's going to switch hand each time because it's an odd number. So let me show you that. So we've got okay, they're the first four. Then we've got the groups of two. Okay. And when we get to the groups of three, you're better off thinking about where the quiet one goes because the rest are loud, okay? So right now we're on to the E ander with the accents. Make sure you're really emphasizing those accents and keeping those ghost notes as low as possible. Okay, now we're on to M, which is one and two. Now these ones, your left hand is doing ghost, loud, ghost, loud. The right hand's doing accents every time. Now for N. O, and then P. Now we're on to the triplets. See how it switches hand each time? Okay, so once you've gone through those, the right hand, the left, unison and alternating, and that's after you've of course learned the rhythms without the accents and everything going through it. Then, once you're really comfortable with those, you could try orchestrating them around, so moving the accents or just moving the whole thing around the drum kit. You could try them with different dynamics or different foot patterns underneath. You could also try combining them together, right? So going, say, from A into E, which would be this. Right? Come up with all kinds of rhythms, which are great for fills mainly, but other things too. Once you've got that, you could then turn all of those accents into flams. Now, I'm not going to go through the whole lot, but I'll show you just as an example a couple of them. So we could do... Right? So all it is just turning an accent into a flam. So instead of having right, left, you got right flam, left, or a left flam for the left accents. And again, if you want to deeper dive into these, let me know. I could make a video on a specific thing, or book some lessons with me, and I'll go through the whole thing with you. You could also turn those accents into doubles, right? So it becomes, right? Right, going through to turning them into doubles. That means you're going to start getting really comfortable with putting doubles in wherever you need them to go, right? So what you'll find is, by the time you've gone through the whole alphabet as your separate hands and the different variations of those, and then you've done the accent patterns, and then the flam accents, and then the drag accents, you've kind of played most of the rudiments, right? In some way or form. But then you can also orchestrate them around. That brings you more things at different speeds, different combinations, doing them with your feet. There's so many things you can do with these. You could also play, for example, a hand pattern, right? So just like a groove, right? So just like a simple rock groove, and then do the kick pattern, do the alphabet as your kick pattern, right? So. As an example. Now obviously it would sound better on a kick drum, and again, if you want that video, let me know and I'll try and record it for you. You could also do them as your right hand pattern. So you put it over on the ride or the hi-hat, you keep a solid groove going, whatever kind of pattern you want to do, your kick and snare. Try and keep it simple though. And then you could play it as either an accent pattern on the right hand or just as the rhythm itself, right? So. Right, as an example. Or as a left-hand ghost note pattern, right? There's kind of a limitless amount of things you can do, and the book really dives into that, so I definitely recommend buying it. Yeah, we'll leave it there for the alphabet, even though there is an infinite amount of things we can do, and we're going to move on to the next step of my warm-up. Alright, next part of my warm-up, the one you're probably very familiar with, and that's rudiments. So rudiments are just sticking patterns, different groups of how you're using your hands. We can do this at different speeds, different orchestrations, all kind of things. We're just going to do them nice and simply on the pad for now. So we start with singles, try and keep them consistent, then you can work on speeding them up or doing different speeds or dynamics or accent patterns, right? So we can have like a crescendo, or use the alphabet and do some accent patterns. Right, then you could do your doubles. And you could do your doubles through the subdivision pyramid. For example, doing 1, 2, 3, 4, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a, right? Or as triplets, 1 triplet, 2 triplet, 3 triplet, 4 triplet. And then again, different dynamics, right? Or different kind of patterns with them. Then we could do triples, so there's 3 in each hand. Again, we do different accent patterns. Or different dynamics, and so on. Then we could keep going and do 4 in each hand. Again, different accent patterns and dynamics. We could do 5, 6, 7s in each hand too. But I'll move on to some other ones. Next we could do the paradiddle rudiments. Okay, so you got your single paradiddle, and I'm going to accent the pa each time. Okay, we could do all kinds of accent patterns, but I'll do that one for now. Paradiddle, 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 paradiddle. Then move the accents around. Then we could do the other one, so the double paradiddle. Para, paradiddle, para, paradiddle, right, left, right, left, right, left, right, left, right, left, left. The triple paradiddle. Para, para, paradiddle, para, para, paradiddle, right, 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 left, left, left. And the paradiddle diddle, where we extend the doubles at the end. Right, left, right, right, left, left, right, left, right, right, left, left. Again, doing different accent patterns. Okay, you can also switch to your other leading hand. Then you could try combining them together, so switching between different paradiddle rudiments and different accent patterns. And so on. Once you've done your paradiddle rudiments, again, different speeds, different accent patterns, different dynamics, different orchestrations if you're behind the kit, and always focusing on technique, right? You want to make it sound good. I'm rushing through these. You want to take it really nice and slow. What other ones we've got? We can do some drag rudiments. So just normal drags, or roughs, depending on what you want to call them. A few different drag rudiments. If you want to see all of the rudiments, let me know. Maybe I'll do a rudiment video breaking down all of the main rudiments you've got. But there's plenty of those available online if not. Then you could just do flam rudiments, right? Once you've done that, you could try any rudiments you want, right? You do them with your hands, you do dynamics, you do accent patterns, you do orchestrations, you could do different foot patterns underneath. You could also, if you're working on your feet, do all of those rudiments just with your feet, right? So on. There's so many things you could do with rudiments. And again, I'm rushing through all of these. So now we've done our stick tricks, our stick warm-up. We've done our fingers and our wrists and our hands warming up in this video series. I don't know, one video. It's probably going to be one video. We've done the subdivision pyramid, different things we could do with that. We have done rudiments. We have done the rhythmic alphabet. The final thing we're going to do is hand-to-feet combos. And what I mean by that is just different combinations of going from your hand to your foot. So you could do one up, one down. This is going to get you used to being able to put your feet in places you're not used to doing them, and just getting more fluent so you can do faster fills and grooves. And the one up, one down could be different things. It could be right kick, right kick, right kick, left kick, left kick, left kick, or left hi-hat, left hi-hat, left hi-hat, or flam, both, flam, both, flam, both. It's any amount of one up, one down, all those variations. And again, you can do different speeds and different orchestrations. One of the ones that I like doing is right, left foot, left, right foot. Right, then we can do 2 up, 1 down. Different stickings. Or 2 up, 2 down. Or 4 up, 2 down. Four up, 4 down. You can do triplets as well. And again, start all of these slow. You want to build up the muscle memory, and you want to make sure, more than anything, there's no gaps or things that sound louder or quieter. You want to keep it consistent. Once you've got some combinations you're happy with, you could combine them together. So you could do 1 up, 1 down, followed by 2 up, 2 down. You could play around with them. So there's that. Okay, now that I have done a quick breakdown of the different segments of my warm-up routine, I'm going to do a very shortened version. Say I haven't got long, but I want to do a warm-up, I'm going to probably do something along these lines. So I'll do some hand stretches. However long I can do, until I feel like I'm kind of ready to go. I'm going to do it quite quickly here. Do some sticks, some little stick twirls, tricks. Throw my stick around. Happens to all of us. Then I'm going to do some fingers and some wrists. I'm going to do some subdivision pyramid stuff, probably using my hands and my feet. Probably go all the way up and all the way down, and I'd probably do it with some different accent patterns and different stickings as well, just to kill 2 birds with 1 stone. Then I'd probably go through the rhythmic alphabet, and I won't go through the whole lot here, but I'll just do a quick little rhythmic alphabet thing. So maybe doing some of them as flams as well. Some as drags. And again, I'd go for a little bit more. Then I would go through some rudiments that I'm used to using. So, for example, paradiddles, drags, that was flams, drags, 6-stroke roll, some of the other paradiddle rudiments. Probably go for a few more as well. Then some hand to feet combinations. Now I'd probably do that for about half an hour, go a little bit longer with each one, maybe go for a few more. By this stage, I've kind of learned all of these things as separate things. I've gone into them, I've done the work, so they're in my muscle memory. So now when I'm doing a warm-up, I'm not really focusing on stickings or trying to learn them. I've learned them. Now I am going to get some inspiration. I'm going to watch some drumming videos. I'm going to listen to some music, that sort of thing, while I'm going through these. And all I'm really focusing on is the sound and the feel and the technique, right? I know how to do them. But when you first start doing them, you're going to want to break them down really slow and learn everything there is to know about it, how to count it, how it should feel, the techniques you're using, the stickings, all that sort of stuff, right? Now, let me know if you've enjoyed this video. Let me know if you'd rather me do just one long video of me just doing my drum warm-up. That might be useful, might not be. Now you can change this warm-up depending on what suits you. There might be some stuff that you don't need. There might be some stuff that you're not able to do just yet. You can simplify it, right? Or you could make it more difficult. You could take it to the drum kit, orchestrate it around. There's a lot of stuff you can do with it. I do this quite a lot, and I find that it keeps me in tip-top shape, and it has made it so that I'm constantly improving again faster without really having to focus all that much. So I hope you've enjoyed this ultimate drum warm-up of mine. Let me know if there's anything that I should add to my warm-up or anything else that you want me to make. And then finally, I hope you've enjoyed the video. Please like, subscribe, comment below what else you'd like to see me make. Get in contact on my socials, subscribe, all that good stuff. Right, hope to see you in the next one.